Good morning. I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback here on this presentation. To begin with, I must start by saying, where is everyone else's part of the project? So it appears, and I could be wrong, but it appears that the only project here is Christina's project. So I don't know what's going on here, but we are talking about just, about 3 weeks out of time remaining for your project. So I really want to recommend that you get on it, because I'm really not very pleased with what I'm seeing to this point. Now, Christina, if this one is yours, the title, the cover page, should definitely have the title of your chapter on the front. So that's when you go in, let's make sure we put the title on there somehow. And then go ahead, and I see what you're ready to complete this as everybody else hopefully does their part. If it comes to a point where no one else does theirs, then you would just adjust this to reflect the work that is submitted for the 25th. We have one more check-in, and then you have your final project due on the 25th. As I start to look, not bad. I really like some of the visuals here that you're working on. Remember, anywhere you have an image, you must give it an image citation. So you can't take stuff without having gone and cited it. So when you work out, your body temperature rises. So when starting a workout on a hot or humid day, or participate in inferno workouts, start cool. Drink plenty of water to hydrate. I like the conversational style. I just want to remind you that I will be putting this through the Turnitin. It will literally let me know any content that has been plagiarized, and it'll even connect me to the owner of that original content. So please be sure that you are using your own your own language. And remember, you want it to be simplistic enough that a 5th grader could understand. So keep that in mind. It's as if you're sitting around, hanging out with some friends, having a conversation, and you're trying to explain this content. All right, you got another image here. It needs to be cited. So under the image, you might put image source, colon, or image credit, colon. Just be consistent. And then if it's a long URL, then you need to go to bit.ly.com, or you need to go a tiny URL and convert that into a shorter URL. It needs to be very small. It needs to fit underneath the picture. Don't get dehydrated. You need your heart to deliver blood to your muscles. I'm really liking the casual conversation of that. Now, I have a little bit of concern. I like this, but do not plan to find images that take up and count for your whole page. And really, if you're going to use a PowerPoint, then this entire PowerPoint page is one page. Okay, so it's not this side is page 4, this side is page 5. So you'll need to use your entire space. You'll have to have 10 different slides discreetly. So I have no problem with this image, but you need to cite it. And then on this side over here of the screen is where you need to go into deeper detail, where you are explaining it. Again, you've got an image, you must cite it. This is very hard to see, so you want to make sure that you're selecting images that can be seen. I'm not so sure that its layout here is great, unless maybe you are able to maybe move it to the back. So then you just have to sort of play with that, because you really want it to pop. And I recommend that you go back and look at one of your favorite magazines. So it's okay with this being a magazine for you to be creative in that sense. So I don't want to limit your creativity. If you've gotten this information from your textbook, then make sure that down here at the bottom you cite that. Even though you didn't use their words verbatim, if it's the same list that's on a list in the book, it's just better to cite it, okay? This looks like you've gone and copied this somewhere. I really do not want to see that. So I prefer that you put this into your own words. And then see, you've got different types of font here than what you have down here, right? So you really want all that. The font doesn't have to all be matchy-matchy, but there shouldn't be just a whole bunch of different stuff. I know where you're going with this, and I like this, but this says winter workers. This does not talk about exercise. So you want to talk about here, we're talking about exercise. So you might take this image and get some ideas. And so, you know, but really your content should be coming from your textbook and not just from anywhere on the web. So you've got to make sure that you're covering your content, because when I have my GAs go through and start helping me grade this, we're going to really put the book, open the book up, and we're going to look at it side by side. And we are going to basically be checking, you know, did they address this content? Did they address this second page, this second paragraph of content? So please go back, and I just don't recommend this image. I do like this right here. I just like what you found and how you've copied and pasted it in there. And I know, you know, really I would expect, if you think about it, you haven't done a lot of writing. I mean, you've found some images, you've got some stuff taken up, but really, Christina, you know, you're missing some stuff. Now, maybe you don't have that much content to cover, but, you know, I just feel like you should be a little further along. And then I'm not sure this video here. So I'm not sure if maybe you have this in here because you plan, so this is Napoleon. Not sure what this has to do with the content. So if you plan to put like a video here, I would just draw a box here and just put a note in it, you know, video here. But I see that you're using kind of a template. So you definitely won't need this. So you can just delete this all together. You can take this out and delete this, as well as this page. I do like the ideas though. And so in Word Art, sometimes here you can go to Word Art and you can create some of these kinds of images. So I think it's great to get ideas. But I'm very concerned. So right now, everyone in this group will get a 0 for this 20 points except Christina. And to be honest, Christina, you really should be further along yourself. Your next check-in, let's see, is occurring. Let me make sure. Your next check-in is November the 11th, so that's going to be what this coming weekend. So I probably won't get to it till, you know, middle of the week or a little bit later, and then your final project is due on the 25th. So really recommend that you guys get going, because I'd hate for your grades to be B's, C's, and D's simply because you didn't complete your project. All of the content in your chapter needs to be addressed in your magazine. You must cite all of the images and any content that you locate, that you utilize. All images must be relevant to your topic. Do not use too many quotations directly out of the book. And let's kind of get going. I'm a little disappointed. I'm hesitant to even give any of you any credit, but I'm going to give Christina the 20 points for her work. I don't see anyone else's work. I'm only accepting one file. When I go into the Remind app, you know, I can go do a little digging to see if you guys been in there, like I've said, talking. So you need to utilize your Remind app, and you need to get going on this. You got another check, so you got about a week, and I really want to see some progress, or we're probably going to have a meeting. All right, so let's get going, guys.